To call to order the Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee's meeting. Today is Tuesday, June 20th. Council Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Calling the roll, Ms. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher. Here. Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is absent. Mr. Miller.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Here.
We have a quorum, and I'd like the record to reflect that Ms. Baker is in attendance.
I'd also like approval of the minutes from the June 6, 2017 meeting. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, we will move on to matters referred to the committee. If you'll read the item into the record.
Resolution 2017-0097, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
Thank you so much. And if you'll step forward, state your name and how you are affiliated with this resolution.
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman. I'm Albert Bouchahine with the Personnel Review Commission. I'm the Manager of Classification and Compensation. We're here today to request your consideration for modifications to the county's non-bargaining classification plan. The changes in department's operational needs, routine maintenance necessitate the revision of 6 classifications and the creation of 4 new classifications. You were provided with a packet of information that includes a summary with information such as the rationale for the changes, who they were requested by, and the number of employees affected. Today, you'll be considering 4 new classifications created to reflect the essential functions and minimum qualifications of positions that are currently classified as program officers. There are 5 classifications being revised and updated as part of the PRC's routine maintenance of the class plan, and 1 classification being revised at the request of HR. These changes were prepared by the PRC class and comp staff who have worked extensively with the Department of Human Resources and county management teams to ensure that they're fully aware of the proposed changes that are before you today. In accordance with the PRC's rules, the proposed changes were posted on the PRC's website prior to their consideration for 20 days. The PRC approved and recommended these changes to you at their June 7th meeting. Before you, Madam Chair, members, I wanted to mention that there's a substitute resolution before you. We had removed 3 new classifications from consideration prior to the PRC's vote. That information did not get over to the clerk's office. Therefore, we had to subsequently remove these 3 classifications. That required additional dialogues with the department. They will be coming before you at some point in the future, but we just had to remove them from consideration at this time. Due to the length of process and urgency to fill some of these positions, Madam Chair, we're requesting that these recommendations be approved under second reading suspension of rules. I thank you for your consideration and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you so much. I'd just like to make a motion to approve the proposed substitute. Do I have a second? Okay, thank you. Are there any questions with regards to the proposed substitute? Yes, Councilwoman Conwell.
Through the chair to Mr. Buchanan, which were the ones that were removed?
Madam Chair, Councilwoman Conwell, we removed from consideration the child health specialist, the grant supervisor, and a justice system advocate supervisor.
Okay.
They will be coming before you sometime in the near future.
Okay, justice system, child advocate, and what was the third?
Grant supervisor.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the proposed substitute? Okay, there being none, all in favor of the proposed substitute, please say aye. Aye. All right, thank you. So working from that document, are there any other questions, comments, or concerns with regards to the class plan changes?
Yes.
Yes, Councilwoman Conwell.
Through the chair to Mr. Buchanan, the Family Justice Center Operations Coordinator, that's a new classification. Do you know whose budget that's coming from?
That is from the Department of Public Safety and Justice Services.
So that's under the sheriff's budget, correct?
No,
Department of Public Safety.
no, Councilwoman, they're a separate appointing authority, separate from the sheriff. The director is Brandy Carney.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And just to confirm, those dollars were allocated already in the budget?
Correct.
Okay. Any further questions? Councilman Miller?
On Exhibit E, the radio dispatch coordinator, I see that the pay grade is changed from 4 to 3. This is somewhat unusual. It's a reduction in the pay grade. And I'm wondering how many incumbents there are in this area, whether this is going to have any impact on their pay, and what the general impact of this particular change is.
Madam Chair, to Councilman Miller, this does happen from time to time, not frequently, and the rationale for this pay grade reduction is that the minimum requirements of the position decreased. The position went from requiring 3 years of experience to no years of experience. All the essential functions are essentially trained on the job. There are 4 incumbents in this position currently. All of them do fall within the new pay grade 3, their salaries. Now, I can't say for certainty that they will stay at their current salary. That'll be determined by the Department of Human Resources when they do their analysis. What I can tell you is they do fall within that new pay grade, though.
So, Madam Chair, I presume that for their current pay level to be maintained, they would probably be at a higher step in level 3 than they were in level 4. Would that be correct?
That is correct.
About how many steps would it take to make up that difference?
Madam Chair, to Councilman Miller, let me make sure I understand your question. You're saying how many steps, where would they go on step 3?
Yeah, let's say, usually it's steps 1 through 8 that are used. Let's say that that someone is currently in step 4 level, pay grade 4, step 3. Just a few steps along. How high would their step level have to be in pay grade 3 for their salary to be the same as it was in pay grade 4?
It may be, Councilman, it may be as little as 1 to 2 steps, or sometimes up to 3 and 4. It depends. With these specific 4 incumbents, they have different salaries. I can certainly provide you that information, and I will after this meeting, but they all have different salaries. So some of them will be moving to different steps within the range, but not as high as some others because their current salaries are lower at this point.
Okay, I don't think I need the details. You don't need to get into the weeds to that extent. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Miller. To follow up with what Councilman Miller pointed out, I'm looking at page 56 of the packet, and the pay grade is still listed as a 4, which is not true of Exhibit F, which did change from to a 12. So if you could just clarify if in fact we are changing that pay grade, should it reflect a 3 on page 56?
Madam Chair, is that for the same position, the radio dispatch position?
Yes, sir.
That should reflect the pay grade 3.
That should reflect the pay grade 3? Okay.
Correct.
And the same is true on, with regards to the pay grade going down for the space planner. Are the, I guess the details of that downgrade the same, or can you elaborate a little bit on that? It's going from a 13 to a 12.
Sure, Madam Chair. The space planner classification no longer has supervisory responsibilities. That is one of the factors that's evaluated in determining the pay grade of the position. When we removed those supervisory duties, the pay grade did go down 1 grade. There's currently only 1 incumbent at the Department of Public Works that holds that classification, and they also do fall within the lower pay grade 12.
All right. Thank you so much. Are there any further questions from the committee? All right. There being none, you need this second reading suspension?
Yes, Madam Chair.
And Ms. Carney has joined us, so Mr. Miller or Ms. Councilwoman Conwell, if you have any further questions, I guess, with regards to those changes, or are all minds clear? All right, then I will make a motion to move this to the full body of the council under second reading suspension. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. If there are no further questions, comments, or concerns, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, this will move to the full body of the council. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there any miscellaneous business? All right, there being none, any public comment related to the agenda?
No, Madam Chair.
And I didn't call for public comment at the beginning, so my apologies to those who may have wanted to make public comment at the top of our meeting. All right, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.